bridges were once part of the Acadian dike system, a technology still in use today. We're in Boudreau Village at the Boudreau Abuteau. And it may not look like it now, but in several hours, the water here will be lapping around my feet. And here at the Boudreau Abuteau, we see a modern-day example of Acadian ingenuity, the ability to reclaim the useless marshland from the sea. The way it worked, the dike was built, the Abuteau is underneath the dike. During these incredible tides, the sea would retreat, land would be drained, then the clapper would come down. When the sea came back, wouldn't be able to get back to the land. Over the course of many years, the reclaimed land would be flushed fresh and become very valuable. It sustained the Acadians for 150 years and became very coveted by the British, which was one of the factors that led to the deportation of the Acadians in 1755. See what I told you about these crazy fundy tides? From Shediac to Bathurst, throughout the Acadian Peninsula, Acadians proudly show their colors. Caraquet, considered the heart of Acadie, attracts the largest crowds, hosts the noisiest National Day celebrations, and boasts the most enthusiastic decorations. All throughout Acadian country, you'll see the yards and the houses decorated, and everybody has got a story to tell. And Mr. Landry here, what story are you trying to tell with the decorations on your lawn?
I'm trying to show the people, the old Acadian, they were fishermen.
Fishermen?
They were farmers, and they believed in the priest, religion.
And the Catholic Church actually kept the language and culture alive.
And the Indian, they helped the Acadian to live in the wild.
What does the Acadian Festival mean to you?
Well, it means that we get together. It's family reunion and all that, and it's important to show the people the way that the Acadian live,
right,
especially here in the Acadian Peninsula.
And what's interesting to me is Tintamarre is a way for the Acadians to say, we're still here.
Yeah, well, yeah, make noise.
Make noise.
We're doing anything and everything that you can put your hand on.
We can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, merci beaucoup.
Bienvenue, monsieur.
I've never seen this before, and I've been at 2 of these festivals. Is this year particularly because there's the big gathering of Acadians here in Caraquet and all throughout the Acadian Peninsula. People have the names of their families proudly displayed, and it's almost like a welcome mat. It's like saying, hey, if you're in the neighborhood, drop in and say hi. You're all family. What's the name of the family?
Hache.
Hache. Hache. Are you going to have a big reunion during this week of many Haches coming, family coming?
Lots.
How many?
400.
400?
Oh, yeah.
Are they all going to fit in the house?
Oh, no, not here. not here.
That's beautiful. That's a pretty big lobster.
Yeah, right.
Well, I know lobster's famous here on the Acadian Peninsula. What do you think this Acadian Festival that's, you know, we're going to be seeing Tintamarre on Friday, what do you think it means to the Acadians, this?
It's mean we're still alive.
Aha.
That's what it means to me. And we really fight here also for the French language.
You know, what I see signs as I go around, it says fêton. What does that mean?
That's mean, let's go have a party.
Merci, merci.
All this talk about lobster has made me hungry. And on the Acadian Peninsula, the nearest Lobster House is never too far away.
I hear there's great lobster here. Come on. They said it was a lobster restaurant. Wait a minute, it looks like a lobster house. In fact, it's called the Lobster Trap. And they've trapped me. Come on, let's go. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Welcome to my home.
This is your home?
Yes, it is.
And you also serve lobster here for people?
Yes, we do, and it's delicious.
Well, let's go have it.
Come on over.
In Madame Robie Show's home, there's more than lobster to share. Mussels, good company, and stories about the bad old days when lobster was used for fertilizer and eating it was considered low class.
Oh, they thought you were from the other side of the tracks and very poor, and you really did everything you could to exchange with the city kids to get a bologna sandwich. That was much better than a lobster sandwich.
So times have changed for the Acadians.
For the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Whoa, okay, look at that. Wow, they told me it was a lobster house. It turns out to be a lobster home. But what I've discovered here in Acadie is that no matter what your name, you're all family, you're all welcome around the table. So, avant de santé! Avant de santé!
indeed. Acadian comfort food. How could anything that tastes this good be bad for you?
The longer you're on the Acadian Peninsula, the more it feels like home. As it's getting closer to the 15th of August, the National Day, the crowds have gotten larger here in the Grande Folie Cafe. That's the Crazy Grain Cafe, where I have started every morning with a café au lait served as it should in a proper Breton bowl. There's always two to my morning. I'm off for my second.
Today, the Acadians prospered throughout New Brunswick. But in the 18th and 19th centuries, Acadian life was centered in the rural countryside. At the nearby Acadian Historical Village, the early days in Acadie are recreated.
In 1763, at the end of the French and Indian Wars and with the Treaty of Paris, the British gave the exiled Acadians the opportunity to return to Acadie. One stop on my Acadian Odyssey is return to the Acadian Historic Village, which depicts life after the resettlement. It's where you're sure to meet the beggar, the baker, and the broomstick maker.
I took 2 measures of the hand, remove the bark, and start peeling up this way with the knife, and it gives you this here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Look at that.
So you're fattening it up, you're giving it more volume. And then all you have to do is finish the handle itself. That's the easy part. That's when you're going to take, that's when you're going to take the axe, okay? You're going to chop away all the extra wood here, equal to the handle that's here. And then you're going to take your draw knife, finish the handle, and then you're going to cut it nice and square. All you have to do is tie it together. Every family learned to make their own, and eventually it's a trade that we could have passed on from father to son.
It's an excellent broom.
Yep.
They should continue to make them like this.
Yes.
Mary Dugat is the baker here at the Acadian Historic Village. And talk to me about the bread. Very important staple,
Oh
obviously.
yeah, that was very important back then because they were poor. So the bread was good for them. It's an all-wheat bread because the white flour will not exist back then in 1852. We start with the yeast first.
At the yeast, we can't get the bread to rise.
Exactly.
That looks like some brown
It's
sugar.
brown sugar
Yes.
because the white sugar will not exist back then also.
Right, and actually this sugar is better for you than white
Oh
sugar.
yeah, sure.
We went backwards in nutrition. Now, would there have been a baker here in the community?
No, they will do the home bread for the family. But they were a big family back then, about 10 to 12 people in the family, so they will eat a lot of bread.
Too many cooks spoil the batter, they said. I think that's just 2, maybe 2 is not too many. Now, Mary, how long is it going to take until I get to taste the bread?
6 hours from now.
6 hours,
Yes.
okay. And you're going to go start the fire and get that going, and I'll see you at the end of the day.
No problem.
So during the deportation, did they have to leave?
Yes, they were deported. They came back.
They came back.
Some of them must have come back because we're here. And some of them probably hid in the woods and survived. We're survivors.
Ooh, that looks very good. Nothing like fresh bread, huh?
It's very good.
You even have some biscuits back in there, too, so
Yes.
everything...
That's to taste. It's hot.
Good.
You're gonna take out the little buns, and after that you're gonna go in the house and you're gonna taste it.
That's really the best part.
That's the best part.
Well, you know this is going to taste wonderful.
Yes.
Fresh bread right out of the oven. Absolutely wonderful.
Good.
That's fabulous. So life may have been hard, but they ate well.
They hit well.
I'm starting to see the theme. It's continued right into the present.
Oh yeah, exactly. Do you want to taste the bread too?
I think they probably do.
Strength through unity is the Acadian motto. During festival time, visitors come from near and far to travel around the province and unite with their Acadian families. Besides the Acadian village, one of the must-stops on their pilgrimage is to the Church of Sainte Cecile on Míkmawísimk Island.
I've not found a more unlikely and perfect example of Acadian dedication, perseverance, and joie de vivre than the Church of Sainte Cecile on Lamec Island. In 1968, Father Gerard Dastou, with 2 assistants and a boatload of spray paint, converted his dull, brown, somber church interior into an explosion of color and light. With souls rising to a heaven of brightly colored balloons and birthday cake, to candles that are forever lit, stars that are always shining, and bells that are forever ringing out a joyful tune. He created a celebration of God, man, life, and love. Whenever I come here, I always think this is indeed God's house. That's why it's one of my favorite stops on the Acadian Peninsula.
During the Acadian Festival, family gatherings evolve into large reunions. And when one of the original families, the Robie Shows, gets together, they redefine the meaning of large.
The Acadian Festival is about family, and I'm with Yvonne Robie Show, who is, you organized this Robie Show reunion.
Yes, I'm the president of the steering committee.
Fabulous. Now, how many people are here for the reunion?
Well, we had over 1,300 people registered.
1,300 people?
Yes, a lot of people.
The Robie Show family, when were you first in the Acadie?
About 1632. My ancestor was deported back to France, stayed there for 20 years, came back and founded Shubenacadie just a few miles from here. We're Acadians, although we do not have a country. Every year it's very important to mark our own identities. People are very much aware of their history.
Well, here are some Robie Shows from the United States. Tell me about the Texas community.
There's the A-Bears and the Robie Shows, and all the Cajun cultures is in the Port Arthur, Orange, Mauriceville area, which is the southeastern part of Texas.
Tell me about this event. What does it mean to you as a family to be able to come here?
You can feel it in your heart that you're so proud that your culture has gone from the 1700s until now. And when you get with your family as such, especially the Robie Shows, all knowing that eventually you're related some kind of way, it really is very overpowering.
I can see it.
Yes, it's very prideful. It means a lot.
And it's contagious.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
At the end of the day, at festival time in Acadie, no one avoids catching the Acadian joie de vivre, joy of life. It's August 15th, the Acadians' National Day, and I join the crowd gathering on Boulevard Saint-Pierre in Caraquette.
Okay, let's talk to some folks. What family is this?
Malay.
Malay?
Yeah.
What does Tintamar mean to you?
People.
Yeah, and?
Yeah. It's like Christmas.
It's like Christmas.
Like des Acadiens.
Proud.
What did you say?
To make our ancestors proud. To let them know that what they did was not in vain. So we make enough noise that today that they're gonna wake up from the grave.
What is this, a noise-making machine? Noise-making machine, yeah. You've heard about the incredible flying machine. This is the incredible noise-making machine.
The most important is that the Acadian people, we survive! Yes!
You guys came from Louisiana?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what did you bring from Louisiana?
Well, in New Orleans, we'd be getting drunk right now. Here, they have a good time sober.
That's the difference. Well, what do they say in Louisiana when they want to have a good time?
Let the good time roll.
That's the main theme. Family, 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 and it's that kind of behavior that you see people engaging in. Okay, maybe they get a little bit exuberant every now and then, but that's, you just things you wouldn't mind your mom and dad seeing you do. I love this festival. Here's Mr. Acadian Peninsula. Well, Mr. Acadie, Percy Malay, and been a long good friend of mine for many years and through many of these Tintamars. What is Tintamar?
Yes, it started in 1955 to express their feelings about the 200 years of the dispersion. to commemorate, making sure that it will not happen again.
Right.
And one of the events that they make sure was to ask the preachers in every Acadian communities at 5 to 6, okay, on the 15th of August, go outside and make noise to tell the world that you're still alive. Okay?
Still here.
Yes, and we're still existing. I remember I was a kid at the time.
Right.
And I went out with my mom and dad. On the side of the road, we had an Acadian flag.
So you've been celebrating since the first
Tamar. That year there was about 250 persons all dressed in the Acadian colors, making noise.
How many people are going to be here today?
Well, they're expecting between 40 and 50,000 people.
Oh my God.
And by seeing what's been happening in town since early this morning, they're going to be 40 to 50,000 people making noise at 6 o'clock tonight.
This is like New Year's Eve in Times Square. The ball's getting ready to drop, and the excitement is building, and the noise is building. We're about a minute away from 1755, 555, in honor of the year of the deportation. With the bell, the church will sound, and the people will celebrate. One more year of Acadia. I never heard the bells ring, but I can see they're ringing. I still can't hear them. I'm not sure it matters. Thank you for joining me in my New Brunswick, Canada Acadian Odyssey. Acadie is not a piece of land, nor a name on the map. Acadie has no boundaries or borders. Acadie is a place of the heart and the mind, created by families out of shared experiences and language, from common dreams and hopes. Being here on this beautiful Acadian National Day, walking down the streets of Caracat with 40,000 people during Tintamar, their wonderful celebration of pride, community, and identity. It is very clear indeed that in spite of all their trials and tribulations, Acadie and the Acadians are alive, well, and still here. Until next time, this is Joseph Rosendo, reminding you more than ever before of the words of Mark Twain. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And today, it's also fatal to cynicism, doubt, fear, and worry. Happy traveling!
Travelscope is made possible by DK Eyewitness Travel Guides. DK City, Country, and Driving Guides feature evocative photos, 3D mapping, and illustrations for key sites and travel itineraries. DK Eyewitness Travel Guides, the guides that show you what others only tell you. For a DVD of today's show, or any of Joseph's Travel Scope adventures, call 888-8